What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is Maverick here with episode 6 of Dorohedoro. Wow, I have been waiting a full week for this. We can finally get some answers to our questions, right? And including, hopefully, a big showdown between Nikaido and the rest of N's people, including Noi here, right? Now, obviously, I don't think she's going to be able to take them all on, even their last encounter. Even though Nikaido probably didn't use her 100% full potential, I mean, she doesn't use her magic, but still, I would highly doubt that she would be able to take all of them on just by herself, right? In fact, I think, I don't even know if they're actually going to press her to actually use her magic, considering that she has vowed to never use the magic again, etc., etc. Although, I will definitely be very happy if she does show a little bit of taste of what she can do. Now, with that being said, I do believe that what's going to eventually, I guess, change the whole situation would probably be Risu actually doing something, right? I do think that he is much more dangerous than he's letting on, and probably there's something that's going to happen that's going to shock everyone. Now, whether Kaiman is going to join in on the party or not, that remains to be seen. But in any case, let's get the show started. Alright, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. Mushroom pile was served. Yeah, looks like Kaiman is gonna miss out on this. Okay. Ooh. Man, having like full regenerative power is OP. How do you fight against someone who's not afraid to die? I mean, it's not just a case of they're not afraid to die, but they also come back even when they die. How do you fight against that? Of course, the answer that Nikaido came up with was, you don't. Just run. But definitely, this was a pretty rash decision. Then again, she probably doesn't really know the true extent of N's forces. I mean, if you consider it, besides N himself, probably his strongest, I hesitate to call them henchmen, but the strongest people on his side is probably Shin and Noi. And of course, still waiting for Risu to make his move. Alright, come on, let's get the show on. Hito? Hmm. Holy crap, what kind of mansion is this? Ooh. Hmm. He's angry. Hmm. That's a mushroom forest if I've ever seen one. Tactical retreat for now. Hmm. Okay. Oh, he's still rampaging? Oh. Holy crap. Hmm. That was rather anticlimactic towards everything. Huh. Yeah, they actually mentioned that in the manga, but not in the anime. That's basically their return device. Hmm. Shin is connected with this place. The first smoke. Huh. Really? Aw. Alright. And then Shin massacred them all, I guess? Don't tell me he went back to his house. His father is probably dead. Really? A bunch of adults can't even kill a kid. Okay. They're able to kill all the other sorcerers, but not him? Hmm. うん Ow. 'Smoke vein. That's how it works? Alright. And that's Nikaido. I'm more surprised they can actually treat that. Elegy. Oh, so that's why Nikaido is weak. Or, um, not feeling good whenever it rains. Hmm. Who would it actually be? That's gotta be an art. For the insides to be raw, but the outside is burnt. Oh, that was quick. Hmm. That's what Nikaido had. As they have smoke veins. Hmm. Who would be the one taking her for right now? Back to this corner again. Hmm. Sewers. Holy shit, that's... that is gross. That is probably also very gross. Oh.
練習被害者の体の中にあるこの宝石を集めれば魔法使いになれるんだ。
What?
そりゃただの老廃物だぜ。でもなぜかこの女にはなかった。だからお前からもらうぞ、トカゲ男。
Just like that.
僕見たぞ。あの日マンホールから出たらあんたがいた。人間の顔してた。お前見たのか？魔法をかけられる前の俺の顔を。その女もいた。二階堂が。僕魔法使いになりたかった。
I mean, didn't she already tell him that she saw him while he was out?
どういうことだ？見たのか？俺に魔法をかけたやつを。おい！最近根拠のない噂とともに魔法使いに憧れる若者が増えてるんだ。彼はホールの歪みが生んだ犠牲者とも言えるね。傘いるかい？
This is so weird, out of the blue ending or development. Oh, back to Johnson. Okay. Well, that's that. So I will see you guys after this. Alright, so there we go with episode 6. And I went through and read the manga chapters as well that dealt with this particular episode, and not much really differed. They did mention a few other things. There was a bonus chapter, but that didn't really have anything too relevant to the main storyline. And in fact, I'll just say it right now, it's not exactly a spoiler. So, ends sort of, his gathering of people and whatnot, his gang, they do stylize themselves more or less after the mafia. They call each other family members. So you become family once you become part of a gang or something like that. So, just a little fluff here and there. The bonus chapter was actually quite cute, but as I understand it, it might be animated a bit later. But in terms of the main story, not much really changed. So we didn't really get much information in regards to Risu and what his actual identity is, although we do know now that he is not the boss of the Crossed Eyes and he was in fact betrayed by them, right? And then there is another mysterious man going around, probably the boss of the Crossed Eyes, but how that has to do with the entire story, don't really know. And indeed, what does Risu have to do with everything? I was thinking that he might be someone special or whatnot due to just his attitude towards everything, but I don't know, man. It is quite can't really figure him out. And now that he's gone, well, don't really know when we're gonna see him again, right? It's entirely possible that the next time we see him, he's gonna meet up with Kaiman or something. Also, in the latter half of this episode, I think the main thing in regards to all that, beyond learning about Shin's backstory, would be confirming that sorcerers and humans actually, even though they look very much the same, they have entirely different, well, I can't say entirely different, but they have different kinds of body physiologies, right? For one thing, they have smoke veins, which is something that normal humans don't have. But it was nice, and someone actually told me this earlier in another comment in the episode, but it's nice to finally get some confirmation here. Beyond that, in terms of Shin and his entire backstory, I don't know. You can really get this feeling. I mean, it's nothing new here, but again, it once again confirms the moral ambiguity of this series, right? for instance, Shin, in this particular instance, well, he is part of the main cast, I guess you could say. And we learn about his backstory, so it's kind of a sob story as well. You know, he and his father weren't doing anything wrong, but then they were tortured and hunted and so on and so forth. At the same time, though, can you really blame the Neighborhood Watch? These are sorcerers that have many times that are way more powerful than normal people and are essentially treating them like guinea pigs, right? They do whatever they want with them with no resistance whatsoever. The Neighborhood Watch is really fighting for the people of Ho, if you could say that. And now that Shin had massacred the entire Neighborhood Watch, that put the people, the inhabitants of Ho, into this into this state, right? They don't resist, they just resign to their fate as the guinea pigs. And I mean, where exactly is the justice in that? You know, there isn't, right? But at the same time, this was never going to be a morally upstanding anime in the first place. None of the characters are, right? It's just it's just a dog-eat-dog world. So, well, yeah, so really not much else to say about that as well, except the fact that I do find it kind of funny that Shin actually had met with Nikaido before while he was also a young boy. And this also really confirms like just how long ago Nikaido came here. So she's really it's not a case of her getting into her teens and then moving here and whatnot. You can see from the incident that she showed up, that was quite, no, she was quite young, right? And so I guess that's basically all that there is to that particular episode, and so on and so forth. And yeah, I think that's basically it. Not a little bit disappointed that we don't really get much else for this episode in terms of continuing the storyline. But yeah, I guess we can just wait. The one thing I guess we can say is maybe a little bit of progress is that Kaiman, I feel like, is now suspicious of Nikaido, or actually, how should I say, not suspicious, but he's not rejecting the idea that Nikaido might be a sorcerer, right? Especially with all the stuff and all the evidence that points to that. I feel like it's a matter of time before Nikaido's identity, she does eventually tell her identity to Kaiman. And I'm pretty sure that Kaiman is gonna be okay with it one way or another. I mean, they are a team after all, right? So there we go. That's it for this episode. Not really that much to go on, but hopefully the next one will be better. So see you guys again. Bye bye.